I wanted to switch it where I could talk about people. I could bring on someone that owns a restaurant. I could bring on someone that started a detailing company, or different things like that that are outside the real estate realm and that are cool stories, and that could, it's just entrepreneur based,
Yeah.
right? Is the main push in my podcast. But I'm doing that also to spread the word and love towards those other people and guests on my podcast, but also myself. I'm not going to hide that at the end of the day. I'm also trying to increase my personal brand, right? So I can be known, and you could call me up and I could help you with a connection to one of my partners, which, ultimately helps them. Like, it's all about synergy, right? And
Yep.
so I'm doing that. Real Producers does have a few different options, right? Obviously, we have the events, we have an online presence, and we have the publication. So publication is the main staple, but we branch out a little bit there. The other thing too, we do media as well, because obviously a huge part of my business, with the podcast and with Real Producers. So Visions Media, myself and my videographer, we teamed up a while back here, and a lot of people just ask, "Hey, you're doing a lot of video. Can I do it? How do I create reels and whatnot?" We help them through the process, right? Because if you're not creating reels, right, Natalie, you're behind,
Yeah.
right? So. Yeah, exactly. So you got to get out. You got to create them.
Yeah, no, I do. I just
Look at me like that.
It was just funny.
What's that from?
It's from Talladega Nights.
Just making sure. Roll the clip. No.
No break, all gas. So yeah. So there's a few different avenues in that sense.
Yeah.
So there's a couple other ones down the pipeline that can't divulge yet. But yeah, it's at the end of the day though, it all stems about connections kind of through real estate.
Relationship.
Even our Visions Media and stuff, it's mostly realtors.
It all
business
ties
owners.
together.
It all ties in together.
Yeah. Doesn't even feel like work down here because we're just.
I think it's a collaborative effort though. And I think that's where the media and the personal brand comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Naples is an old town. Like, there's a lot of older people here who might not be on this platform, might not even know what a podcast is or a reel or all these things. But the truth is that eventually that space will take precedent.
It'll take
I
over.
believe I think it already in a lot of ways has, and we've talked about that. And I think having the collaborative effort of those in the media space in our small niche town market, we're all doing it together. It's like we're cheering for each other.
Yep.
Before the show, you had mentioned, this pool. If we were in this position in Austin, it'd be much different because there's much more competition of this, it's oversaturated. Here, we're in a great opportunity to do it. And I feel like I get nothing for the most part but encouragement for this podcast specifically. Like, this is great. We needed this. That's our goal, is like solving problems.
When you look at Naples, yeah, it's an older town. And how many times does someone from the Northeast or people from California they still talk to be like, why do you want to be there? It's a bunch of old people.
Like,
And I get that from my Wisconsin friends or anyone that, knows me. And I'm like, yeah, but like, and I mentioned it to you, it's like, you do have to stop and think for a second, analyze the people here, right? It's a bunch of old people, which we love and hate when they're on the roads, not as much, right?
Yeah.
But when they're fueling your economy and you guys are selling them homes, you love them, right? And so they put, money in your accounts, right? And so it's a love-hate, but at the end of the day, they're not taking any market share, right? They're coming in, they're spending the money, they're buying the insurance, they're spending the money at the restaurants, they're buying homes, they're buying cars, they're not working. Right. And so the amount of people that are here that are working, there's a ton of market share. Like you said, Austin, LA, Nashville, different places, saturated with 30-year-olds all trying to make a name for themselves.